I'm going to start off today by thanking the 407 or maybe even 8 now subscribers that decided to hit subscribe on my videos. I've never professed to be the best shot or anything like that. Definitely not a professional shooter. And I film a lot of shit, and I think that pisses some people off, but hopefully not today. I'm a little more calm now. I'm not so shaky, and today I am out to talk about the Sig P322. Now, I'm gonna let you know now that I had some fucking issues with this, with it jamming, failure to feeds, and I know that you shouldn't have to, but when you load these magazines, you can't set the back of the round all the way to the back of the magazine. And that, as soon as I adjusted the way that I was loading my magazines, totally worked fine. Everything cycled. I did have some light strikes, I believe, on some of my rounds, and I just discharged those. I'm not going to try and shoot them again or load them in my son's Beretta or anything like that. I just got rid of them. But yeah, interesting enough to know about that. Like, you cannot set those babies all the way back or you will have issues for sure. This is a pretty unique gun. I have been waiting to get my hands on it and have had it for a little while. Just haven't, again, being lazy, just haven't taken it out to the range yet. But this is a 20 round plus one single action internal hammer 22 pistol. On here, I purchased the one with the Romeo Elite, which is way better than the Romeo original. This one actually has a glass window instead of a polymer window, and it has a tap feature. And so I don't know if you can see that button in there. Hopefully you can. But once you hit it and hold it for 5 seconds, the red dot sits there and blinks on and off. And you can actually tap the top of the red dot to adjust the light, or like how bright it is, the brightness, I should say. If you hold it down for like another 7 to 8 seconds, it actually is pretty similar to like the Holosun 507s or the Holosun optics, where you can have a red dot, a circle, or a red dot with a circle in it. And again, just holding that down, your red dot will flash, and you can tap it to turn on just the red dot, to turn on just the circle, or to turn on the circle with the red dot in it, which is pretty cool. This one does come with a rounded trigger. I decided to keep the flat face trigger on there. I do love those about the Sig models. I like having a flat face trigger on it. And I went ahead and added my half by 28 thread adapter, because I am going to suppress it with my Silencer Co. Sparrow there and see how it does. Today I'm just running Remington 36 grain. Remington 36 grain, out of this today, and I wanted to do a little bit of comparison. Well, not really comparison, but just talk about some of my other 22 pistols here. This is my son's Beretta 92F 22LR, I think is what they call it. Just comes with 10 round mags. The majority of these 22 pistols come with 10 round mags, and all of them have safeties. Most people start their kids off shooting 22s, new shooters, female shooters starting off shooting 22s, and so I think they add the safety on there as precaution, again, with young shooters, new shooters, and whatnot. But these are great training tools, obviously great to take out to the desert and plink with. Honestly, I have had more issues with that Victory Performance Center. I've had to send it back to Smith & Wesson 2 times now for failure to feeds, failure to ejects. And their customer service is great, don't get me wrong about that, but they had to smooth out all moving parts. Then when I finally got it back, I took it back out to this range to shoot, and the pin that holds the receiver with the upper snapped right in half, so I had to send it back to him. When it snapped in half, the entire top part of my Victory fell off. The recoil spring is in the back right here where the charging handle is, and that fucker just shot out. I couldn't even find it anymore, so they had to mill out the screw. They had to replace the recoil spring, and it seems to run perfectly now. I just wouldn't expect that out of Smith & Wesson's Performance Center. I consider that like a Cadillac amongst GM products. And so I was a little disappointed in that. I was also disappointed that being Performance Center, again, you just get 10 round mags. It does have a carbon fiber wrap barrel. It came with like some crazy muzzle brake on it. I threw on just the silver one, and I am running a Vortex Viper on here, 6 MOA, I believe. I love to shoot that one suppressed as well when it's actually functioning correctly. But yeah, I had some real issues with that. This Smith & Wesson Compact 22 is my wife's, and again, 10 round mags. I have an Inforce APLC on here. I also have a half by 28 threads adapter on there, so I can suppress that as well. This is my wife's piece that she keeps in her car. It's a great gun. I have never had any issues with it. And I don't even know if I want to call it an issue. The only thing that I have experienced with it is that with subsonic 22 ammo, it doesn't cycle the action. And so I actually have a video out on my channel where I'm manually racking or charging the handle, or charging it. Good God. And so other than that, it feeds and eats anything that I put into it. Like I said, I'm running that 36 grain Remington, and I chose this because out of all the 22 ammo that I have, this is like the dirtiest shit. And so I wanted to see how well my Sig P322 would take with that, and I used it to sight it in. Like I said, I had to at least sight it in, right? And after I figured out how to load the freaking mags, it actually ran and fed the way it's supposed to be. I have a TLR7 sub on here, a 1913 rail, because the P322 has a Picatinny rail. Thank God for that, and the stupid proprietary rails that Sig and HK typically do. And it's got a little bit bigger of a grip. If I had to say, and I don't have one to compare, but I would say that this is probably the same size as like the Sig P320 Compact. It's definitely a lot larger than the MP Compact 22. It's even larger than my macro here that I will also be doing a chapter 2 on with closer targets this time. And so, yeah, I mean, it's like almost like a full-size 22 pistol, which thank God they had some smarts and decided to do a 20 round double stack. Just adjust your mag sig so you don't have to freaking load the rounds so close to the top. Again, I can't seat that all the way back, or otherwise the nose of the bullet points down, and then that's where you run into trouble. Like always, I have my metal targets out there. I did not decide to go 35 to 40 feet, especially doing 22. And so I'm going to hand my camera over to my camera lady, who does an awesome job for us. And, you know, eat at Big Judd's, shop at Idaho Arms and Ammo. So, like I said, Sig P322. Let's see if all the problems that everybody else has reported on the internet I experienced today. Like I said, figuring out how to load the mags resolved the problem for jamming up in the mags and whatnot. We'll see if this video is good or not, and I haven't any of the other issues that have been reported on YouTube. And right off the bat, we got a failure to feed.
Great start.
Again. Feed again. Holy shit. Well, maybe me readjusting the mags didn't do anything.
it could be the shooter.
Yeah, that too, I guess, huh? That's something else I noticed about this too. I'm gonna put the gun in safe because I do have a safe manual safety on here. When I slap a magazine in, the action drops, which is a little scary. I want to be able to control that myself and not have it do it automatically. I don't know if it's because I'm slamming the mags in pretty hard, but as you saw, well, hopefully you saw, but the action just went ahead and dropped without me rocking it back or anything else. So. Failure to feed. See that? Crazy, right? And probably not good. So this is like the 4th or 5th time that that's happened. How many times?
I think 5.
5? And again, the slide just automatically rocks when you slap a mag in.
Woohoo!
Well, pretty sure I sighted this in pretty good, but apparently not. I'm gonna reload, and I'm not even gonna set up target. I'm just gonna reload one mag. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. You know, I was super excited. Well, let me clear that round first. To give props to this thing, hoping that it would just run. I might try and do a chapter 2 on it. I'm gonna go home and clean it and take out all the oil and stuff like that. I was really hoping that this would be like a Glock where I could just pull it out of the fucking box and shoot it, but along with everybody else on the internet, again, I think I was super stoked to have a 20 round 20 plus 1 round 22 pistol, and goddamn, I think Sig's ingenuity caught up to him, and they finally put out a piece of shit. We'll see though. Like I said, I know that there's other people that haven't had any issues with their P322 at all, and I just, man, I'm a little pissed actually. So let me do a round 2. I'm gonna go home and clean this up, but this isn't worth your time or my time.